Solo comi aguacate, es un perro vegano y no come carne. Es el lomito, ya no come lomito.
It's kind of a sad story too, because, you know, we can't save everyone, and depending on, you know, someone's karma or, you know, whatever your beliefs are in regards to like when it's our time to go, you know, because we're just by being born, we know we're going to go. And yeah, it is a deep question, Kuba, because now we're even talking about death and things. And I'm not trying to be morbid. It's just a reality that by being born, we're all going to go sometime. So with this particular friend, you know, she actually passed. She was dissolving the stomach tumor, but then she started, I don't know, I think it was more of an emotional, they say that cancer can also be caused by negative emotions, especially resentment. I used to read a lot of Louise Hay, you know, she's a famous author. How to Heal Your Life is one of her books. And she always believed, because she had vaginal cancer and she healed it. And for her, the cancer she believed that she got because she was raped as a young girl. And so she had a lot of resentment in that specific area. So when you're doing detox diets, you're going to be bringing out a lot of negative emotions. You're going to be going through a lot. And Kuba and I are here to help you with your healing reactions. We don't like to call them a healing crisis. We like to call them healing reactions because you're bringing them on. So we have about maybe 5 minutes left. Let us know your questions. Did that kind of get to... I don't know if I answered your question, Kuba, but...
I was kind of curious because you said the lady chose not to do the chemo, but I was wondering if someone already went through with it, if you would still recommend that they...
She had already been on it for a while.
Oh, okay.
She had been receiving chemo and radiation, and then she was so cute on her YouTube channel because she was always so proud. She called herself a dropout. She's like, I'm a dropout, because the Princess Margaret Hospital here, if anyone knows, in Toronto, Canada, is supposed to be like, you know, world renowned for their cancer treatments and all this, and it's like she told me so many stories, and she shared it on her YouTube channel too. About like what a nightmare it is, you know, receiving chemotherapy, and like how everyone is just crying, and there's like young people hooked up to these machines, and she just thought it was her worst nightmare. So she actually had a final year of life where she felt good. She was going out. She created a little stand for raw food at a local market. She was following her passions, and you know, when her time was up, she didn't suffer. It just ended up that the tumor started growing for her, and I think it was an emotional thing. So we're not saying we can heal all, you know, some of us have different destinies and karmas and things, so. But she did come to me in a dream, by the way, guys, if you're interested, and she let me know that she was free of suffering after she passed over, so that was really, really nice to get that, you know, confirmation from her, because I considered her a dear friend. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wanted to talk a bit more about the healing reactions. I thought people would be asking questions like, oh, I got on raw food, and then like, you know, this big boil popped out on my face, and like they blame it on the fruits, right? But really the fruits, you can't blame them. They're actually pulling out, you know, harmful substances that are stored in your body that you need to get out. So you do suffer. Like with detoxification, it's not all like roses. And I know, Kuba, you're good at keeping it raw and real and honest. And that's what I love about you. And it's not about like, oh, we're on a raw detox, we feel amazing all the time. No, it's about the reality of the body having to go through these discomforts, you know, as it heals itself. And there's so many methods that we could do when we are going through a healing reaction. And I thought people would ask about these methods today. So maybe instead I will just ask you, Kuba.
I think it depends, because maybe the people on depends. Some people are already maybe pros, and some people are just starting, so they don't really know about the detox reactions. So
that's a good point.
And welcome to all the people who have just joined. Tom, I see you. Satsangam made it. Mixed up the time, but you're still here with us. So if you have any questions, just add them in the comments. So Jin was about to ask me a question right now. about.
Yeah, just you recommend like how to handle detox reactions. You always talk about relaxation and the importance
That's key.
of meditation and things like that. Can you offer anything?
Yeah, I feel like all the cleanses I've done, like there's times, because when I first got into cleansing, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was learning as I was going. It's not something they teach in school. And I went through a lot of hard times, and, you know, it wasn't always roses and
Butterflies.
unicorns. You know, like a lot of, we watch YouTubers, and a lot of them are like, oh yeah, I ate fruit and I feel amazing. I'm like, okay, so why am I not always feeling amazing? Why am I, you know, that's why thankfully I was working with John Rose, so I was understanding what was going on with the detox reactions and stuff. And when I look back, I'm like, if I can, every time I cleanse, if I could just turn off the world and take off work and not do anything but just focus on the cleansing, that's what I would do. That's what I plan to do in June. Just because if I have to work, it's just like an extra stress. And if you're not feeling good, like, oh, I gotta go to work, but I'm not feeling good. And then people see you, they're like, oh, your diet's really working there for you, huh? And you're like, it's like, you don't know how to explain it. But in those moments, it's just like so nice to just relax and rest and let the body heal. Sometimes it goes through discomfort as it's processing toxins and sending toxins out of your cells into your colon. And as it's going through your colon, that's when a lot of times you feel discomfort, when the toxins are built up in your colon. And so many times I know I would have cravings or something in that moment, but if you just wait, maybe have a watermelon juice or something that will help you go to the bathroom, and then you feel way better after that bowel movement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's different reactions, and like you said, we have 4 organs of elimination, so things come out of the skin, and we might think the fruit is making things come out of our skin, which is true, but it's because the fruit is pushing out the toxins that are already in us through our skin, through our kidneys, out through the colon, and out through the lungs. So these reactions can occur, and if you don't understand them, you might dismay and think that it's the raw foods. And I've heard it many times where people are like, oh, I tried fruits, or I tried a juice cleanse for a couple of days, but it wasn't for me, it didn't work. But that's because they only got a couple of days, and the first 3 or 4 days are usually the worst when you're cleansing. And once you get through a hump, you start feeling better. And maybe not even right away, maybe a week or 2, you might still feel like not the best. That's why I definitely recommend resting, which is something maybe we can talk. You talked about adrenal fatigue in our Facebook group the other day, and how rest is so good to just relax the adrenals and let the adrenals recover. I think the adrenals have been stimulated most of our lives from drinking coffee and just being overstimulated with all the stuff going on around us, always needing to be on and active. Our society is not really a society that promotes rest.
Yeah, and it's so important, guys, that the health of the adrenal glands, they sit up top, the kidneys, the little glands there, and, you know, sometimes you can massage in there and you'll feel a lot of, like, pain, and so, you know, give it a little massage, because there's a lot of lymphatic fluid around the adrenal cells, just like any cells in your body, and you want to get that all moving. If it's a little tender, you know, that's probably a little bit more acidic there. So I usually recommend a lot of lymphatic massage. The neurolymphatic points, you can go along the spine in a circular direction. Get your husband or wife or friend, whomever, brother or sister, to go down your spine. Make sure it's clockwise motions, because that it would actually help the elimination. If you go counterclockwise, they say it can weaken. So you got to be careful with that. But yeah, finding the things that you enjoy that are calming and that can
That's what makes me think of nature is the next thing I want to say. Going out in nature, just going for a walk in the woods. When I'm cleansing, or even if I'm not cleansing and I'm just feeling down for whatever reason, I'm not feeling good, a walk in the woods or in nature is just like always so regenerating. Just like as you enter the forest, you know that feeling when the forest just like hugs you and says, welcome home, you're safe here.
We're so disconnected. We need it, you know? And just, so the adrenal glands are connected to the autonomic nervous system. And when they are burnt out from years and years of overstimulating our bodies with whether it be coffee or just the go, adrenaline-driven like societies that we live in, always chasing the buck, you know, you can't cope with stress with adrenal glands that are burnt out. So in order to have a better handle over your stress, you need to focus every day on relaxing. You know, whether it be 30 minutes of meditation or an hour walk in nature, For me, things that have really helped are sound healings and yoga nidra. Half an hour of yoga nidra is equivalent to 3 hours of deep, like your deepest sleep. So guys, these are resources that we really just feel passionate about sharing with you. Kuba and I have come together. Hopefully we'll do more of these. He has inspired me to share more about raw foods and detox. And I just wanted to encourage you all, if you're interested in getting on a raw food diet or are already on raw foods and want inspiration, join us in our Facebook group, #EndOfMayRaw, and follow Jakub Misiak on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and aka Kuba is his name, that's what he goes by, and his YouTube channel, Sustainability Starts Within, and you can find me at The Healing Junction. So
The Healing Junction on Instagram, as well as the Heal Thyself Network on YouTube, which Jen is just developing now. And I think all your wisdom and insight is really important to share, so I'm really happy that you feel called lately to come on here on the social media and share that more with people. So I think this has been a great phone call, live video call. Thank you for everyone who came on here and shared this with us. I hope that answered a little bit of your wonders about the raw foods, your curiosity.
So thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and Kuba for having me on your channel.
Thank you, Jen, for coming. Thank you, everyone. Much love. Bye.